welcome to this practice. Begin by finding a comfortable seat. Place the hands down on the knees and begin to grow the spine tall up from the pelvis. Letting the gaze soften or closing down the eyes, and start to tune into the sensations you're noticing under the skin. And they may be sensations of holding, perhaps a tension, a heaviness. Find areas that feel light or spacious as you relax into this stillness. Sense the movement of your belly with the breath. Taking these moments to meet yourself where you are today. And as you turn the palms up, use your next breath in to lift the arms up and overhead, connecting, exhaling, drawing the hands down through center. Twice more like this, breathing in, long breath out. And as you let the hands settle at the heart, a moment to set your intention, your sankalpa for your practice today. That may simply be a particular way that you'd like to feel, physically, energetically, or emotionally. And using this intention to help guide your choices through your practice today. Let's keep the right leg bent and extend the left leg out in front. Tilt forward a little to the front of the sit bones. Engage through the left heel as you draw the toes back towards you. Lift the spine tall. Take the fingertips lightly to the back of the head. Inhale, draw the elbows back a little. As you exhale, softly curl forward towards that extended leg. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, curling forward. With your breath, twice more, you might start to lift the chin. And that next time you exhale and fold forward, lowering all the way down, release that left hand and hold on to the outside of the right foot. Breathe in, extend the right arm up, lift the spine. Exhale, twist to look over your right shoulder, extending the right leg. Inhale, fold back in. Exhale, take that hand to the outside of that left leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale to twist. Extend. Breathing in, back through center. Drawing across to the outside of that left little toe. One last time, coming up. We hold in the twist. Spreading the fingers wide on that right hand. And imagine making a palm print against a wall. One last breath in, folds everything through center. Exhale, take the hand to the outside of that extended leg. Left hand comes, the wrists cross, elbows soften. Shoulders round. Fingers and toes relax. Stay for one last full round of breath in and out. Inhaling to come up. Once again, grounding down through that left heel, and now also the right sole of the foot. Wrap the left arm around the knee, right hand behind you, nice and close to the bottom. Drawing that left rib cage around. Keep engaging into that back hand, drawing that shoulder down as you lift the spine tall. One last breath in. Can you find a little more length of spine? On the exhale, bringing the head and chest back through center. Keep the the legs like this, take the hands behind you. Keep pressing into that sole and to the heel as you lift the hips up. Sending those hip points evenly towards the sky, looking forward or up. One last breath. As you exhale, lowering all the way down. Your right knee is coming down towards the floor. Bend to the left leg. Keep the right knee grounded as you again lift up through the hips, pressing into that left foot, the left toes, and releasing all the way back down. We switch the legs over and begin again. So this time the left leg is folded in, engaging through the right toes, fingertips to the back of the head. Take a breath in, expand from collarbone to collarbone. Exhale, drawing the chest down. Rising up with the inhale. Feel the front body soften on the exhale. 2 more like this. As you fold forward, you're releasing the right hand, taking hold of the left foot on the little toe side. Inhale, left arm reaches up, extending the arms as you twist and look over the left shoulder. Inhale back through center. Exhale across to the right little toe. Breathing in to lift and exhale to rotate. Folding in and exhale, reach a little further across. One last time, we come up and hold in the twist, active all the way to the sole of the foot, the palm of the hand, right rib cage coming around. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, across to the outside of the extended leg. Let the wrists cross and everything start to soften. Fingers, toes, elbows, shoulders, belly. Take a breath in to lift up. Active again through the toes, engage through the right heel, left sole of the foot, wrapping the arm around, rotating around to your twist, feeling the abdomen, rib cage, shoulder, all moving into the twist, breath by breath. Dissolving back through center. Legs stay as is, lifting up through the hips. Bend through the knuckles of the fingers, press all the way into the fingertips. Keep engaging into these 4 points of contact. As you release down, the right leg bends, the left knee comes grounded. Inhale to lift. Stay with the breath, stay active as you engage. Feel that sense of uplift. One last breath here. Releasing all the way down as you exhale. Find your way onto the hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Take a breath in to lift the chest and sit bones. Exhale, round. Look into the belly. Press the earth away, downward facing dog. From down dog, come forward into plank, shoulders over the wrists. On the exhale, downward facing dog, rocking back a little, send the hips high. Inhale, rocking forward, lifting up through the back body. Exhale, down dog. One last time, breathing in, find your plank. Pausing here this time, heavy through the heels. Inhale, we're finding our down dog on the exhale. Stay for a full round of breath here. Finding gate pose, left hand, left knee. Let that foot flick off the long side of your mat. Line up these 3 points, including the right foot, extending through the right leg. Take the arm overhead. Find this little bit of heaviness through the top fingers, and then lift the right foot off the floor. The big toe wants to touch the floor, but don't let it. So feeling this bending, like a Stick of bamboo, the top side body. And then find a reach to the fingers and toes as you breathe in, and crunching knee to elbow on the exhale. See if you can stay open through the torso though. So it's not so much about touching the elbow and knee, just drawing them towards each other. So rather than dropping that right shoulder forward, keep it on top of that left shoulder. Using the breath to move the body, moving mindfully, stay connected, and then as the limbs extend again, without touching the big toe or the fingers, again, just get heavy through the foot and the hand. Feel that space being created through the right rib cage. One last breath. On the exhale, bring the right hand and the right knee down. We'll give this left hand a little bit of a break now. So separate the knees, curl the toes under. Let that left shoulder come down to the mat and the left side of the head. Moving into this twist, rearrange the right hand as you need to for support. Use that right hand to support you to return to the hands and knees. Curl the toes under, bring the knees back in under the hips. Lift the chest and sit bones, inhale. Exhale, round the spine, find your way into downward facing dog. Send the left leg up into the air without opening the hip. And then as you exhale, let the sole of that foot just skim across the surface of your mat. So breathing in, extending the leg up. Exhale, floating the foot back down. So you really have to get quite high on the ball of that right foot to give you space, especially as you're avoiding opening that left hip. We want it to be more of a hamstring stretch than a hip opener. One last time, take that leg high, then step the foot forward, find a low lunge. Hands come to the hips. Keep the left hand there, inhale the right arm up and reach over towards that left side. Again, without collapsing the chest, almost as if you're peeling that right armpit and right shoulder back, leaning towards the left side. Feel that opening once again through the right rib cage. Inhale to come back through center. Exhale, place the hand to the inside of the front foot. Lift the back knee, heavy through the right heel. Extend the right leg, left leg remains bent. We add a twist to the left. Engage through that bottom hand rather than dumping all the weight into that left shoulder, right shoulder. One last breath here. On the exhale, bring that left hand through across to the right foot. So spinning around to the long side of your mat. Left hand to the right foot, right arm reaches up. As you bend through that left elbow, you're drawing the left shoulder, the left side of the torso into the twist. Find a little lift here as you breathe in. Exhale, bring the right hand over to the left leg and twist, left arm reaches up. Bring that left hand to hold the right shoulder, right hand to the left shoulder. Find a halfway lift as you breathe in, chest comes up. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. And again, inhale, lifting halfway, engaging through the feet, through the legs firmly. As you start to come up, you're coming all the way up. You're holding onto the opposite elbows, pivoting around to the front of your mat, finding a high lunge. So on the ball of the back foot, bending through the back knee and the front knee. Inhale, lift the elbows. Feel the right glutes working here, that squeezing in through the buttocks. Steering the hips around evenly to the front of your mat. On your next inhale, take the arms up alongside the ears. Exhale, lowering the right knee all the way down. You can uncurl those back toes, take a breath in. On the exhale, straighten the front leg, send the arms back alongside you. You can always bring the hands to the floor. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lifting the toes, sending that left little toe back slightly. One last time. We come to hold with that extension of the left leg. Left hip steers back, right hip forward ever so slightly. Can you find a buoyancy through the chest, lengthening through the spine? Keep the head lifted slightly. Inhale, take the arms up, bend the front knee. On your exhale, place the hands down. Find your way into plank. Lifting up slightly onto the tips of the toes, breathing in, rounding through the upper back. Find your down dog on the exhale. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just one more like this. Meeting in your downward facing dog. Pausing here with the body, feeling the breath flow and any other sensations under the skin. Remembering your intention, allowing it to guide your choices. You can now lower down to the knee, the right knee. You're on the right knee, right hand. Extend the left leg. Find gate pose. Take the arm up and towards the front of your mat. Find that reach all the way to that left little toe. Then lift that foot. Get heavy through the big toe. There's a slight bend through the wrist. The fingers are heavy. Extending to the fingers and toes, take a breath in. We add that crunch on the exhale. Staying open through the chest. If you're starting to get a little heavy through that right heel of the hand or the wrist, bend the knuckles of the fingers a little more. Spread the weight to the fingertips. One last crunch on that top side of the body before extending the limbs without touching the floor. And as you exhale, lower the left hand, left knee. Widen the knees. We're taking that right shoulder to the floor, the side of the head. Sending the hips back. Making your way to hands and knees once more. Bring the knees into hip distance, curl the toes, lift the chest, breathing in. Exhale, rounding the spine, finding your downward facing dog. Extending the right leg up into the air before swinging it back down, floating the foot above the surface of the mat, breathing in, extend. Exhale, get a little higher through the ball of that left foot so you don't need to open that right hip. One last breath, lifting the leg, lifting the hips, create space, step the foot forward, lower down to the left knee. Find a low lunge, set it up with the hips, actively drawing the legs in. Inhale, left arm reaches, bending to the right. You might look up under that left armpit. One last breath, the arm comes up, exhale down to the inside of the front foot. Find that runner's lunge before twisting to the right. One last inhale, find slightly more lift, and then exhale, bring that right hand across to the left foot as you pivot around to the long side of your mat. Right hand can be on the floor or the leg. Top arm can always be wrapped around the lower back as well. One last breath here. As you exhale, left hand comes towards the right leg, right arm reaches up, that rotation through the thoracic spine. Breathing in, find a little lift through the chest. Exhale, bring the right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the right shoulder. Find a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Once more like this. Sensing that center point of gravity through both feet. Preparing to engage, lifting all the way up. Pivoting around to the front of your mat. You're on the ball of the left foot. High lunge. Bending through the back knee will help with balance. Perhaps lifting the elbows, lifting the lower ribs. Inhale, reach the arms up alongside the ears. Exhale, lower down to the left knee, release the toes. Take a breath in, find that lift of spine. Exhale, keep that length as you send the arms back, reach the toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale. So this can be helpful to keep that gaze lifted. That will encourage that length of spine rather than the rounding. Looking out to a point eye level or even slightly higher. Next time your right leg is extended, let's pause here. Make those micro adjustments with the hips, finding that neutral pelvis. Maybe the arms can reach back a little more, send the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, take the arms up, bend through the front knee. Exhale, find your way into plank. Take a breath in here. Downward facing dog as you exhale. We're here for 3 breaths. Perhaps bend the knees a little more. Find that length of spine. Draw the front ribs into the back of your shirt. Begin to lift up a little higher on the balls of the feet. And as if you're walking on tippy toes, start to bring the feet forward to the front of your mat. Maybe keep the hands connected to the mat for as long as you're able to. When you arrive, take a halfway lift, hands to the shins, breathing in. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive, coming all the way up to standing. Palms connect, exhale down to the heart. Find a heart opening breath here as you inhale, expanding the arms out. On the exhale, drawing back through center. This time, circle the arms up on the in-breath and diving forward, exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in. Right leg steps back, breathing out. High lunge, inhale, arms come up. We cactus the arms, exhale. Inhale to reach the arms up. Find that space through the chest as you bend and pulse. Once you have balance with the legs, maybe start to straighten through the back leg a little more. Next time your arms are extended up towards the sky, exhale, plant the hands down. Step your way back into plank. Shifting forward slightly, inhale, exhale, release with control all the way down to your belly. Find your cobra, drawing the spine forward and up. Exhale, coming all the way down, shifting the hands in line with the ribs. Take a breath in, move through your half plank or full plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up into the air. Add a tiger curl. Exhale, knee to the chest. Inhale to extend. Finding your high lunge, stepping the right foot forward. Building that strong foundation from the ground up before adding these pulsing cactus arms, matching the timing of your breath with the timing of your movement. Next time the arms are extended, use your exhale, touch down at the front of your mat. Breathing in, lift halfway, step forward. Exhale to fold. Take a breath in, reverse swan dive, rising up, palms connect. Exhale down through center. One heart opening breath, the knees are a little soft, bring that opening through the mid and upper spine. Exhale, soften, connect the palms. Circle the arms up, breathing in. And diving forward, exhale, knees are off lock. Halfway lift, inhale. Left leg steps back, breathing out, high lunge. Taking the arms up once more. Find those cactus arms. A generous bend through the back knee. Begin to pivot, twist around towards the right. Extending the right arm long. Maybe you start to send that left heel down a bit more, extending the left leg. If it feels complementary, take the left arm out in front. Almost like you're drawing the palms and the chest onto a flat surface. As you inhale, take the arms up, pivot around to the front of your mat. Exhale, touching down. Step back, plank. Inhale, forward. Exhale, release down. Find your cobra, your breath in. Releasing on the exhale. Transferring mindfully away from the earth, finding your down dog. Connection with your breath. Your inhale, left leg extends without opening that hip. We add the tiger curl, shoulders come over the wrist, knee towards the nose. Inhale, lift and extend. High lunge, left foot steps forward. Finding your way into those cactus arms. A deep bend through the right knee, pivoting around to the left, letting that right hip come into the twist. Extending the left arm, perhaps the right. Once you've got balance, then find a little straightening, a little heaviness through that right heel. Take a breath in, return to center, arms alongside the ears, touching down at the front of the mat as you release that breath. Step forward, inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale coming up. Palms are connecting overhead, drawing the hands down through center. Taking a moment to rest one hand on the chest, one hand beneath the navel. Feel that breath being received by the soft belly. You might have the eyes open or closed. And staying with these next 3 breaths. Sensing the way that exhale is an opportunity to ground right here, right now. And as As you begin to crack open the eyes, start to shift the hands down to the hips. Find a little softening through the knees. Begin to bring your right big toe onto the inside of that left foot. And this is an option where you might stay, and that's perfectly a good choice to start building that strength and balance on one leg. Otherwise, it might be bringing the right knee to the chest and interlacing the fingers, opening through the chest as you draw those shoulder points back a little. Keeping the left hand on the right knee, take the right arm alongside the ear. Option to twist here towards the right side. So you've done a similar movement already, and you may even like to take hold of that right big toe as you extend the leg. Think about that first position you were in at the beginning when you were seated and extending the limbs. We fold everything back in. If you're able to, keep that right knee lifted, palms overhead are connecting. Come down through center in Anjali Mudra as you find your way into Warrior 3, extending that right leg back without opening the hip. Begin to dissolve the hands to the floor, keeping that right leg elevated, before placing the foot down in pyramid pose. So a much shorter stance than your high lunge. Feet are hip distance or even slightly wider. All 10 toes are facing towards the front of your mat. Then start to shift the hands to the hips. Feel that neutral pelvis. So you may need to adjust the left hip back slightly or right hip forward. Find that parallel torso to the earth and then extend your right arm forward. Turning the palm in. Left arm comes out as well. Imagine you're holding onto a block. One last breath here. Before bending through the front knee, placing the hands down. We find our half moon, so you're staying on your left foot. Left hand comes forward slightly, but behind the left or slightly off your mat. Bring the right hand to the right hip as you extend the right leg. Maybe take the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then could you even find that same shape as in your gate pose, where you let your right arm reach forward to the short end of your mat. Right leg is reaching back, and there's that slight bend through the top side body. With control, begin to lower the right hand at the front of your mat, bend the standing leg, tuck the right knee in towards the chest before lowering the right foot down. Come onto the fingertips out in front and begin to lift the heels off the mat. And releasing the heels and then lifting the toes and the balls of the feet. Just rocking forward and back and start to explore that sensation of the whole left sole and the whole right sole connecting with the earth. And then as the feet touch down, bend the knees, begin to take a slow spinal roll to come up, letting the arms remain heavy, chin tucked to the chest, and the head coming up last of all. Either with the hands touching the body or letting them be loose alongside you. Tune into that soft belly breath once more. As you crack open the eyes, bring the hands to the hips and already start to shift weight into that right foot, right leg. Start by coming onto the big toe of the left foot, drawing up through the pelvic floor, a little bit of engagement through the abdominals, bringing that left knee to the chest, finding that openness across the chest, crown of the head reaching tall. Keep holding onto the knee with the right hand, take the left arm alongside the ear. Rotating around to the left, and you might be adding that extension of the left leg, first finger and thumb around the big toe. As you start to fold everything in, can you keep the left leg elevated, reach the arms overhead, palms connect, finding warrior three. Dropping that left hip slightly, extending all the way to the left toes. Release the hands to the earth, left leg remains extended, elevated, before placing the left foot down, building your pyramid pose. As you shift the hands to the hips, feel the weight even between both feet, both legs. Torso parallel to the mat. Before extending the left arm out in front. Followed by the right. Knees soften as the hands lower down. We build into our half moon, right foot, right hand. You could even be on the right fingertips as you extend the left leg. Bringing the left hip over the right, taking the arm up, and maybe then finding that side bend through the top side body. And start to lower the left hand down, bend the standing leg, bring the left knee to chest, and then place the left foot down. Rocking forward and back, or perhaps it's a little swaying from side to side. Feeling the spine heavy, head heavy. And then bending the knees even more, connecting both palms, and step your way back into downward facing dog. As you breathe in, find a three-legged dog, right leg extends. We're adding an opening this time, so you can open through that right hip by bending the right knee. Look up under the right armpit. Bend that left knee just a little more and send the left heel in toward the center of your mat. Stay active through that left hand, left shoulder. Stay for one last breath. Use your exhale to twist back and bring the right knee to the wrist, pigeon pose. Explore that sensation of meeting the center of your left knee, extending the left leg back. And as the hips face towards the floor evenly, you can begin to lower that torso and the head towards the floor, or holding the head in the hands. Making that connection with the breath, and particularly that longer exhale now, counting them down from 3 to 1. As you begin to lift up, you're releasing and meeting in down dog. So as you find your way there, you may be called to take a little movement here or enjoy stillness. Lowering all the way down to the knees, we find a one-armed camel pose here. So we're bringing our right hand to our back pocket. You could curl the toes under for extra stability. Hand could stay here at the buttocks, drawing the tailbone down, or even having it to the heel as you take the left arm up towards the sky. Looking up or over that right shoulder, continuing to sense that length through the lower back in particular as you lift, open and expand a little more through the rib cage and the chest. Navel to spine, take a breath in, bring the spine to neutral, hands come out in front, find your down dog. Bend the knees, belly to thighs, find even more length of spine. And then sending the left leg up into the air. Find that length first through the left side of the body. Bend the right knee a little bit more. Right heel starting to ground towards the mat, opening through that left hip. Keep stretching the mat forward through that right hand. Breathing in, transfer through center before exhale, knee lands at the left wrist. Begin to lengthen that right leg back. Begin to melt the upper body towards the earth support. Release the breath through an open mouth or an imaginary straw. Preparing to make your way into your downward facing dog. Stillness or movement. What is it that's calling to you now? Starting to wind down now in this final moments of our practice as you lower to the knees. Finding your one-armed camel, left hand into the imaginary back pocket or down towards the heel. Lengthening the tailbone down between the knees. Navel to spine, take a breath in to bring the spine to neutral. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Noticing those sensations under the skin, sensing where the breath moves freely throughout your body. And as you lower all the way down to the knees, just begin to sit over to one side so you can bring your legs out in front. We're finding a passive forward fold, so more like a caterpillar, yin style forward fold. So feel free to have the knees bent or a bolster on top. Just begin to soften through the toes, have those legs hip distance or slightly wider. Drop the chin to the chest. get a little heavier through the head. And then perhaps starting to let the shoulders melt forward. Relax through the elbows and the hands. And you'll notice the softer you can become through the front body, the softer and more free you'll feel through the back body. Use this time to tune into that soft sound of your breath. Slowly bringing the spine back to neutral, supporting yourself to lift back up. And then finding your way onto your back, and as you come down, have the knees bent and take those feet out to the edges of your mat. Widen the arms or find those cactus arms. With the knees central, take a breath in before dropping the knees to the right side as you breathe out. Feet wide, knees wide. Inhale the knees back through center. Exhale to the left. And as you move your body with the guidance of your breath, perhaps turning the gaze in the opposite direction of the knees, be aware of that opportunity to pause in each shape, in each direction, between each breath. And the slower that you're able to move, sensing those legs becoming heavier and heavier, almost as if you can barely pick them up again. The breath and the movement slow down even more. Just enjoy that gentle twist once more on each side. And when you do return to center, just begin to let those heavy legs slide down to the far corners of your mat. And finding that comfortable position for your arms to rest effortlessly alongside your body. And although the movement has now ended, notice the way your breath continues with ease. And as this easy breath continues, you begin to notice the breath slowing down even more. Still aware of those brief moments of nothingness between the breath moving in and the breath moving out. As you trust in this continual breath, this transferring of energy inward and outward, could you begin to give even more attention to the spaces between? These spaces where you are offered stillness, silence, clarity, calm. What would it feel like just to surrender into this space, this moment, even more? Know that all that is happening in your life will still be waiting for you. But for now, just putting that aside, not needing to hold on to anything at all. Taking this opportunity to meet yourself within this space of freedom and gratitude, and loving kindness. As you bring your awareness back to the physical body once more, just noticing how you're feeling in this moment, and perhaps the way that you'd like to re-enter this day, taking these insights and wisdoms from your practice back into your daily life. It can really be as simple as moving from your mat without needing to engage in the outer world for perhaps just a little longer. It might be avoiding using your phone or taking the time to be with yourself for just a little more. So as you meet yourself now, let the thumbs skim over your fingertips and just invite that movement into your body in any way you feel called to. You'll eventually find your way to a comfortable seat. Know that in this moment you are able to, you have the choice to take a particular state of mind, a state of being as you move forward into these moments that are yet to unfold. It might be a state of gratitude, a state of happiness, a state of loving kindness. And in this way, your practice continues to benefit you and all those around you. I'm so pleased that you've taken this time today. I'm so honoured that you've spent this time with me and that you're a part of this online studio community. I honour you for committing to yourself, to prioritising yourself. And I just know that your day, your life is so much richer for it. With so much gratitude. Namaste.